got married in Susan's dad's little orchard up in Prescott.
Well, let me tell you
Check's
something.
backyard.
Nothing simple anymore, I'm telling you that.
No.
And no, it wasn't simple, but there were aspects of the wedding that my
I mean,
husband
the
was
wedding-
involved in also.
It's like
Built
everything's
the-
on steroids now.
Yeah, he built a
Do
bunch
you
of our
wanna make
stuff
that,
too.
is that where you want that? That looks kinda high, your mic. Let me see, can you do me a favor, please?
Yes.
Check out her mic, it's too,
I can make it go down.
well,
There.
make it so that she, can you
it's
take
like-
a,
Where should it be?
cause it was a
If that's
little
good for
high,
you right
she's
there.
gotta
Yeah,
make
that's
sure,
good.
but I want it to be tight so that it doesn't,
Fall over.
yeah.
Go a couple.
Start.
And then put it, yeah, there we go, there we go, that's much better.
We're about a minute out. The ad will be playing at the start of the show, and then I'll put it into the first commercial break for you as
And
well.
then at the bottom.
Yes.
Because that's her, sponsor, right?
Live is
Oh,
Is that a good position?
is it too loud or anything?
No, is the mic in a
You're
good
okay, you
position?
just wanna make sure you get up to it, don't look at that.
I know, that's what she said, don't look at the paper.
Yeah.
That'll probably end the
If-
door.
Just take it down, there you go.
Oh, there. Or you can leave it turned over.
Yeah.
The camera can't see it because
Oh.
it's behind it.
Can you see that from there?
Yeah.
There
It's
is
the
a
close-up
break
that I
in
can't.
between, did you tell her, but we'll still be
There-
live.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
now, so what's gonna happen is we're gonna have this airtime, 15 minutes, it's about 12 minutes of airtime, it's gonna
Okay.
fly by. We're gonna go to a break, and when we do go to a break, we're not live outside, but we are live
Oh,
on Facebook.
there it is. That's Charlie.
Well,
That's Charlie.
that's yours, that's the one.
That's okay. That's okay. He'll
We have-
love it. He's
we
probably
have-
listening.
We have 3 of them.
I do.
Do 3
I
different
do.
ones, okay, not
Oh,
the
I have
same
a brand
one.
new one. That's WCI Business
Yeah,
Sales.
we have it, we have it, we have your voice, we have them all. You okay? You okay? Welcome to the show, everyone. You know, I love my show, and I do say that quite a bit. And the reason why is because of all the great information that people come here and talk about. We're live on Facebook, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We'll share the show later on. My first guest is not only a longtime guest, she's also one of my sponsors. I have with me Susan Tanko. She's the president of WCI Business Sales. And I want to thank you so much for supporting me and being on the show as long as you have. I do want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do, but also that you've got a special guest with you here today. So welcome back to the show.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to be back. I took a couple of months. I think you just did some repeat shows for me.
Yes, I
Thank you,
did.
Carol. Yeah, so WCI Business Sales, we've been around in the Valley selling businesses in Arizona for almost 60 years. I have 2 partners, Dennis Hayes and Vinny Opera, who many of you know. They're both very successful. We have probably a dozen agents at our office. We have a Northern Arizona office who's owned by Matt Euler that you may have heard of. And we collaborate with them, share listings and share strategies and buyers. So we cover the entire state. But what is crucial to our office, I have always thought, are the people that take the calls as they come in and route the paperwork, get everybody lined up, keep everyone on the same page, keep the forms and the communication going. And each office has a person that handles that, sometimes 2. And in our office, Amy Newman has been with us 24 years. She was a baby when she started. I think she might have had a 1-year-old or a 6-month-old. So she's been with us for 24 years. I think that's a testament to how much she's learned, how comfortable she is. She's not only our admin assistant, she is also a licensed paralegal. So she knows how to do anything from contracts to answering phones. She does it all. She's done it all on her own, sometimes for years when we didn't have anyone else. With 10 or 12 agents handling all of that, that is a lot to do. And when someone calls our office, Amy is usually the one that catches the call. We also have a designated broker named Shelley Stricker, She is excellent. She's been the DB for about a year now, and she backs Amy up. And we have a couple of other girls too, Katie and Tricia, who handle things, but Amy is running that office. And if someone calls in and they're having a bad day, it lands right on her. So if you've ever sat at a front desk and answered those phones and dealt with the emotion that's coming through that line and handled that correctly, I mean, my hat goes off to her. I just wanted to introduce her and let her talk a little bit about what she does and how she can help you.
Well, we're gonna talk about this, Amy.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, tell us how long, you've obviously been there for 24 years, was it? How many years?
24.
Why don't
I
you get rid of
started in 2001.
2001. And let me talk about your responsibilities there as the office manager.
Okay.
So what happens, a person calls and then what do you do?
The first thing I do is ask for their name and find out in our database if they're registered or not. And if they are registered, I route them to the proper agent. If they are not registered, I will get their email address and send them a non-disclosure for whatever particular business they're looking for. So we have simple steps. I just need to know what type of business you're looking at, or maybe even the ad number if you have the ad name or number. Generally, I run the ads so I know 90% of just the tagline they give me, I'll know what business
What they're looking
inquiring
for,
on,
okay?
yeah.
So I do wanna ask you, because before you came on, okay, you guys happen to mention something that sometimes people are not so nice, you know, they get a little hot. Before even, I mean, anything has even started practically, well, let's talk about, because things take time.
Right.
And I want you to explain that for everybody out there to hear.
Okay, so, you know, our first step is to get the non-disclosure sent out to the client. And sometimes it takes the client a few minutes to sign it, sometimes it takes some days to sign it.
Most often days, I bet.
A lot of them, yes, we have, the ones that are serious will return the non-disclosure within 12 hours at the longest. I'd say 2 hours at the shortest. Once we have that, I will enter it into our system, and then either I send the file with the instruction from the agent, or then we, on the larger ones, we have to require proof of funds, so we know that you're financially capable of purchasing the business.
Well, so this takes some information, right?
It does.
And a lot of people, when they call, they don't expect to know, maybe they don't realize what they need to have. Does that happen quite a bit?
Occasionally, yes. Like
Yeah.
our new potential sellers, they'll call in and ask what types of docs they'll need for getting even a business evaluation. And not being licensed, I can just give them the general idea, you know, tax returns, P&Ls, and then I'll direct them to Susan or Dennis or Vinny as the owners. Then they handle the call from there.
And I'm just gonna ask you, curiosity here was getting to me. What kind of businesses that you get quite often that just call you straight on up and they say, I'm interested in selling my business?
Oh, wow.
A lot of different ones.
Anything you can imagine, yeah.
And I want to talk about that because, you know, sometimes people think that you work in a niche and you don't. You are, and I have talked to you before where I've said, there's a business there that I think that may be appropriate for you guys. And, you know, it's almost to the gamut. I mean, you run the gamut, right? Give them an idea, some of them, Susan.
So we might get a call from a floral shop. And by the way, some of those are worth millions of dollars.
Yeah.
We might get a call from manufacturing, distribution. These are all that have come in the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, construction, we do a lot of construction and service businesses. So, you know, to answer that question, sometimes it's seasonal, like after tax season, the accountants might call.
Right.
So,
It is.
yeah.
Everything is, I think. Now, let me give out your phone number. It's 602-795-2005. Their website is WCI Broker, there's no S on that, .com. So WCIBroker.com. Before we go to a break, I want to ask you, What's your favorite thing about working there?
I like the family feeling that we have. We are a very close-knit group, and even me and the girls can have a little disagreement, but it's like sisters arguing, and we'll get over it and move on to the next day.
But you know what I also think too, when you say, well, you've been in there so many years, right? And you have brought other people along here too before, Susan, and they are also long-term employees. And that says something about you and the company. I really have to say that. And you've been doing this for how long here?
Myself?
The business, WCI.
Almost 60 years. Myself, I'm about 28 years.
Yeah, I mean, and her father owned, right? You
My
bought the-
father started WCI World Class Investments. Actually, it was named AAA Investments when he first started because we were in the yellow pages. And maybe when we come back, we can talk about, you know, how much things have changed.
I would love to
It's
do that.
amazing. Yeah.
But you know what, anybody who's looking to sell a business, if you're looking to sell your business, and right now, folks, there's so many people that you've been thinking about it, you're on the fence with that. This is on a contingency basis, correct?
It is, and it's usually a seller's market.
So you know what, when she says a flower shop could be worth millions, maybe yours is too. That phone number to call is 602-795-2005. It's WCIBroker.com.
Ladies, I don't know about you, but I was
Okay, we're gonna continue talking in here, all right? It's interesting, I wanna go up, we'll probably come back and do this. What has changed over the business for you, for the calls, from the callers that call in?
So more right now, like, we have more online inquiries, I think less actual call-ins. The way we handle paperwork has changed over the last 20 years dramatically. From when I started 24 years ago, we used Word Perfect, which was a nightmare. If you made one mistake, it'd mess up the whole form.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and then we faxed our documents to clients and sellers and snail mailed
The
it.
next spot will be the WCI ad. If you want to hear it, you'll be able to hear it in the
Okay.
phones.
It might be yours, it might be of three of
Right.
them, so I don't know which one it will be.
So it was like snail mail from the beginning.
Right.
We
That's
would
an old
do-
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
needs to go, yeah.
that's one needs to go?
That's okay, don't stop him.
This is your
So,
voice. Go ahead.
so yeah, from faxing and paper mailing stuff to emailing and scanning
And
our
now you can
documents
scan it,
now,
right.
yeah. And we've actually created a really phenomenal marketing package called the Flipbook.
Oh, it reads like a novel. It is so
It
awesome.
lays everything out really nice and neatly, it presents
It's
with
called what?
pictures, a flip book.
Flip book.
It has a table of contents,
Yeah.
glossary.
And that's sent to the client?
Mhm.
Okay.
And that's how they.
No, so that's one thing we need to distinguish is that the buyers are customers
Oh, yes.
and sellers are our clients.
Right.
So when you're sending out information on business, you're sending it to a customer.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
To a buyer, so yeah, so we'd be able to just send them a link instead of a zip file that has everything attached into
Right.
it. But that has the PDFs, and sometimes they do request that over the Flipbook.
Well, there's some people that are older.
Yes,
Well, and the banks have to have
and the
the
banks have to
PDFs.
have the PDFs, yes.
The lenders.
So, which makes it a lot
Right.
easier. So I have both versions on my computer.
And
I
you've been
always,
doing it so long.
I could do it in my sleep.
Yeah.
I remember,
That's awesome.
about 10 years ago, I would answer my home phone, WCI, when I get home from work. I took a long time to not do that when I got home from work.
Yeah. And Shelley actually creates the flip books,
Yeah.
so they work in tandem. And once that's ready, she lets Amy know, and then they can both share it with.
And that
Customers.
has, that, when they do that, I wanna talk a little about that, when you send those to them, what that helps them along the way, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Is that kind of what it does?
It gives them the basic information at their fingertips.
Okay, that's great.
Everything that we have.
So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with not only Susan Tanko, president of WCI Business Sales, she also has with her Amy Newman, who has now been with them for over 20 some odd years, and not just answering the phones, but helping the customer understand what the process is gonna be like. Sometimes it doesn't happen fast, sometimes it takes a longer time. I'm sure that we talked about this earlier, so everybody wants it done now,
Right,
right?
correct.
But I asked you at the break, we were talking to Facebook Land, and I said, you know, what is different now? And I want you to kind of tell everybody, but you hear this and it's interesting because I'm a little bit older. So I'm thinking when you said snail mail, that sounded normal to me, right?
Right.
But then when you were talking about, well, we used to fax, you know, that was like, wow, you know, that was new for me. So go ahead, tell them a little bit.
Yeah, so when I first started, we would send faxes to the buyers and sellers, and even our agents we'd have to fax things to them occasionally for signatures. And as we progressed over the years, we can email things now. We provide something called a flip book to our buyers, which has everything at their fingertips, and it's a very nice presentation. We've gotten lots of very good comments from clients, buyers, on how that it reads.
Right, because it's gonna help them through the process,
Yes.
so that they practically don't even have to call you. They would go there first, they could see what they're looking for.
Well, no, they have to call first. They have to sign the non-disclosure before they even get any
Oh,
information.
I didn't mean that,
Oh,
I meant
yeah,
once
yeah.
you've done all of
Oh,
that,
yes,
right?
yes.
Right?
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
see how gotta make sure all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, so go ahead.
So once they get that, then they reach back out to their agent,
Mhm.
and I'm kind of taken out of the process.
Okay.
So,
Okay, now, let's see, here's another one here. What can you do and what can't you do? How's that?
I can do probably 80 to 90% of what the agents do. I just can't give the sellers or the buyers basic business, what's the word I'm looking for?
She's not,
I'm not
she's
licensed.
not licensed. So all of our agents are licensed under the Arizona Department of Real Estate, and we have to take courses every 2 years to keep up on the latest and greatest stuff.
Mhm.
So the reason is, and you would think, why do business brokers have to be licensed? We're licensed because we're dealing with leases and we're selling real estate.
Mhm.
That's why we need that license. And I don't know if you know this or not, Carol, but when you sell a business in Arizona, you have to have that license. Did
Yeah.
you know that?
No, I had no idea.
So there are companies out there that are claiming that they can handle all this at a lesser charge than a broker, but they don't know what they're doing
Mm.
unless they're an attorney. And we work with attorneys a lot. But you need to be really careful who you hire and make sure you're working with a licensed agency. So Amy's able to do all things except the things that she can't because she doesn't have a license.
But here's the thing that she can do that I'm seeing on the paperwork here, okay?
Yeah.
One thing that I know that we talked about before, there's a lot of people when they're dealing with the stress of all of this, and it is stressful, let's face it.
It is.
And because again, everybody wants it done now, right? And you can handle that, right?
Yes,
Let's talk
yep.
about that. So you can help that, go ahead, tell them what you can do. What is the worst thing that's ever happened, where somebody just like, for you that came in and they were all flustered?
I've had a few sellers over the years be very angry when they call in that they haven't had this happen and it wasn't fast enough, they haven't had any contact with their agent, which I know is half the time not true because our agents are very well at keeping in contact. I am able to generally bring them down out of a state of anger to be able to speak with their agent less aggressively.
And to understand that this does take time, there's
to
a
help them
process.
understand, yes.
Exactly, and you calm them down, you're the calming
yeah.
force.
I am.
Carol, you guys just brought up a really important point. So in real estate, you can sell a house in 2 weeks to a month.
Mhm.
When you're selling a business, the average time to sell a business is 7.5 months.
Wow.
And it's getting longer all the time because of all the red tape.
Yeah.
So yeah, people, they need to be told that when the listing is first taken, they need to understand the process. And sometimes you tell them and they forget, and it's okay.
And I bet you even now, because everything has gotten so, you gotta cover your you-know-what, everybody does. And I don't know what this NDA stands for, but you tell them that here it says that you have to follow that. What is that?
NDA is our non-disclosure agreement.
Thank you.
And it, basically when they sign it, it tells the client, the buyer, is stating that they will not go to the establishment and speak with the employees, and they won't break our confidence by sharing our information with employees or somebody that hasn't signed that non-disclosure yet.
And that's what, you've talked about that a lot, that you're very, very protective of your clients, okay?
Yes.
Because they don't want their employees to know what's going on, right? We've talked about that
For an
before.
agent, that's like death to a listing. If a buyer walks in to the store and says, well, I heard you guys are for sale, and you've got customers in there, you have employees, it's horrible, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And that, for me, that's the worst phone call I can get, and that buyer gets cut off.
Well, let me give out your information. I've been listening so intently to you. Now, again, please, if you're selling a business, we've been thinking about it, please give them a call. Their phone number is 602-795-2005. Their website is WCI Broker. There's no S on that, so WCIBroker.com. And when I tell you, these are the people to call. I mean, Susan, I know how passionate you are about what you do, and obviously your employees are as well. You wanted the last word, and I'm gonna let you do it because I'm gonna lose my voice any second.
Yeah,
Go
you're
ahead.
losing your voice, Carol. So, we have a fiduciary duty as agents at WCI to protect our sellers. We represent sellers. However, when a buyer calls in and they need information, we also have a fair and honest duty to the buyer and to the seller. We have to share the information that we know, unless it's detrimental to the seller. Let's say the seller's going through a divorce. Well, who needs to know that? No one. It's not relevant to the deal. So there's certain things, or maybe someone's just been diagnosed with cancer or something horrible, and we deal with that a lot.
I bet.
There's certain reasons that people sell their business. If things are going really well and you see the listing and the buyer says, well, why is this person selling? What's really going on? Well, he has cancer, or well, he's going through a divorce. No, we're having lifestyle changes. We have family matters. Those are the verbiages that we use because that's not relevant to the deal, and I'm protecting my seller.
And I love that about you because you've always talked about that.
So that's what fiduciary means. And of course, to get the best and highest price. So we price things where we think that they will appraise. We meet with appraisers, we have lenders that we work with, we know, and we work on commission, so we price these at maximum value.
What I wanted to ask you, when is the best time for somebody who's thinking of selling their business to call you?
When things are really well, you've got your books and records lined up. Nothing kills a deal like sloppy books and records. Please get that lined up for at least 3 to 5 years. Make sure everything checks out, have good management in place. Don't be an 80-hour-a-week owner. Make sure you've got all that worked out. Make it a business that you'd be interested in buying. That's all I ask for.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Can somebody ask for help with that? Can you help when somebody says, I've been thinking about doing it, but I really probably need a few years before I'm gonna do this because I need to get my books in order. Do you have people that can help them, or do you just say, okay, what do you do?
So we have lots of CPAs and specialists that we can refer people to in every arena. Yeah, absolutely.
And again,
Buyers and sellers.
they want to help you. They want you to get the most money that they can get for you for your business. And like you said it earlier, a flower shop could be worth millions. I know a lot of billionaires. I know a lot of
billionaires?
businesses. I was going to say a lot of businesses, but I gotta have time. So a lot of businesses out there that you don't realize how much they might cost, and you help with that too.
Absolutely.
Right? And because, I know that you do evaluations of the valuations that they get.
We do brokers' opinions of value. you know, like I said, we are speaking to the people that finance these deals, and we have cash buyers too, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm dealing with one right now that has 4 million that he wants to spend by the end of the year, so if you have something, he wants mostly real estate, call us.
That number to call again, it's 602-795-2005. You know, networking is not just what you hear, it's also who you know. Please, if you know somebody, tell them about this. These are the people to call. Their number again is 602-795-2005. It's WCIBroker.com. Hang on tight, we're live here for a minute.
That was fun.